Hare Krishna, welcome to all devotees. Now we start today's Bhagavatam class. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Narayanam Namaskrutyam Naram Chaiva Narottamam Devim Saraswatim Vyasam Tato Jayam Udiret Nashtaprayeshva Bhadreshu Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya Bhagavati Uttama Shloke Bhakti Bhavati Naistiki. Hare Krishna. Today we continuing chapter 2, Divinity and Divine Services, shloka number 17 and 18. Please recite after me. Shunvatam swakatha Krishna.
शृण्वतां सुवकथा कृष्णाः
Punya Shravana Kirtana.
पुण्यश्रवणकीर्तनः
Hrudi Antastha hi Abhadrani.
हृदि अन्तस्थो हि अभद्राणि
Vidhunoti Surutsadam.
विदुनोति सुहृत्सताम्
Nashtaprayeshu Abhadreshu.
नष्टप्रायेषु अभद्रेषु
Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya.
नित्यं भागवत सेवया
Bhagavati Uttama Shloke.
भगवती उत्तम श्लोके
Bhakti Bhavati Naistiki.
भक्तिर्भवति नैष्टिकी
Shrunvatam Swakatha Krishna.
शृण्वतां स्वकथा कृष्णाः
Punya Shravana Kirtana.
पुण्यश्रवणकीर्तनः
Hrudi Antastha hi Abhadrani.
हृदि अन्तस्थो हि अभद्राणि
Vidunoti Surutsatam.
विदुनोति सुहृत्सताम्
Nashtaprayeshu Abhadreshu.
नष्टप्रायेषु अभद्रेषु
Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya.
नित्यं भागवत सेवया
Bhagavati Uttama Shloke.
भगवती उत्तम श्लोके
Bhakti Bhavati Naistiki.
भक्तिर्भवति नैष्टिकी
Shrunvatam Swakatha Krishna.
शृण्वतां स्वकथा कृष्ण
Punya Shravana Kirtana.
पुण्यश्रवणकीर्तनः
Hrudi Antastha hi Abhadrani.
हृदि अन्तस्थो हि अभद्राणि
Vidunoti Surutsatam.
विदुनोति सुहृत्सताम्
Nashtaprayeshu Abhadreshu.
नष्टप्रायेषु अभद्रेषु
Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya.
नित्यं भागवत सेवया
Bhagavati Uttama Shloke.
भगवती उत्तम श्लोके
Bhakti Bhavati Naistiki.
भक्तिर्भवति नैष्टिकी
Ashish Prabhuji, please recite.
शृण्वतां स्वकथा कृष्णः पुण्यश्रवणकीर्तनः हृदि अन्तस्थो हि अभद्राणि विधुनोति श्रुतसताम् नष्टप्रायेषु अभद्रेषु नित्यं भागवत सेवया भगवती उत्तम श्लोके भक्तिर्भवति नैष्टिकी
Mala Sarkar Mataji, please recite.
Srinatam Shakataha Krishna Punno Sravana Kirtanaha Hridayantahasto Hridaya Bhadrani Vidhunoti Suritatam Nashto Prayo Nashto Prayo Abhadreshu Nittam Bhagavata Shivaya Bhoggatu Uttamo Sloka bhaktir bhavati naistiki.
Sridhar Prabhuji, please.
शृण्वतां स्वकथा कृष्णाः पुण्यश्रवणकीर्तनः हृदि अन्तस्तुतो ह्यभद्राणि विधिनोति सुहृत्सधाम् नष्टप्रायेषु अभद्रेषु नित्यं भागवतसेवया भगवती उत्तमश्लोके भक्तिर्भवति नैष्टिकी. हरे कृष्ण.
Hrudaya nahi hai, not Hrudaya, Hrudi Antastha. Please, when we recite, na, you observe neatly. Sachin Prabhuji, you recite.
शृण्वतां स्वकथा कृष्णा पुण्यश्रवण कीर्तन हृदय अन्तःस्थ हि
Rudhi
अभद्राणि
Antastha.
विधुनोति सुहृत्सताम् नष्टप्रायेषु भद्रेषु नित्यं भागवत सेवया भगवती उत्तमश्लोके भक्तिः भवति नैष्टिकी.
Word to word meaning. Shrunvatan, those who have developed the urge to hear the message of Swakatha, his own words, Krishna, the personality of Godhead, Punya, virtues, Shravana, hearing, Kirtana, chanting, Rudhi, Antastha, within one's heart, he certainly, Abhadrani, desire to enjoy matter, Vidunoti, cleanses, Surud, benefactor, Satam of the truthful, destroyed, Prayeshu, almost to nil, Abhadreshu, all that is inauspicious, Nityam regularly, Bhagavata, Srimad Bhagavatam or the pure devotee, Sevaya by serving, Bhagavati unto the personality of Godhead, Uttama transcendental, Shloka prayers, Bhakti loving service, Bhavati comes to into being, on Naishtiki irrevocable translation and purport by the Srila Prabhupada. Jagadguru Srila Prabhupada ki Shri Krishna, the personality of Godhead, who is the Paramatma super soul in everyone's heart and the benefactor of the truthful devotee, cleanses desire for material enjoyment from the heart of the devotee, who has developed the urge to hear his messages, which are in themselves virtuous when properly heard and chanted. By regular attendance in classes on the Bhagavatam and by rendering of service to the pure devotee, all that is troublesome to the heart is almost completely destroyed, and loving service unto the personality of Godhead, who is praised with transcendental song, is established as an irrevocable fact. Purport by the Srila Prabhupada, Jagat Guru Srila Prabhupada ki Jai. Messages of personality of Godhead Sri Krishna are non-different from him. Whenever therefore offenseless hearing and glorification of God are undertaken, it is to be understood that Lord Krishna is person. Lord Krishna is present there in the form of transcendental sound, which is as powerful as the Lord personality. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu in his Sankirtan declares clearly that the holy name of the Lord has all potencies of the Lord, and that he has endued his innumerable names with the same potency. There is no rigid fixture of time, and anyone can chant the holy name with attention and reverence at his covering convenience. The Lord is so kind to us that he can be present before us personally in the form of transcendental sound. But unfortunately, we have no taste for hearing and glorifying the Lord's name and activities. We have already discussed developing a taste for hearing and chanting the holy sound. It is done through the medium of service to the pure devotee of the Lord. The Lord is reciprocated. Uh, Lord is reciprocal respondent to his devotee when he sees that a devotee is completely sincere in getting admittance to the transcendental service of the Lord and has thus become eager to hear about him. The Lord acts from within the devotee in such a way that the devotee may easily go back to him The Lord is more anxious to take us back into his kingdom than we can desire. Most of us do not desire at all to go back to Godhead. Only a very few men want to go back to Godhead, but everyone who desires to go back to Godhead, Sri Krishna helps in all respect. One cannot enter into the kingdom of God unless one is perfectly cleared of all sins. The material sins are products of our desires to lord it over material nature. It is very difficult to get rid of such desires. Women and wealth are very difficult problem for the devotee making progress on the path back to Godhead. Many stalwarts in the devotional line fell victim to these allurements and thus retreated from the path of liberation. But when one is helped by the Lord Himself, the whole process becomes as easy as anything by the divine grace of the Lord. To become restless in the contact of women and wealth is not an astonishment because every living being is associated with such thing from remote time, practically immemorial, and it takes time to recover from this foreign nature. But if one is engaged in hearing the glories of the Lord, gradually he realizes his real position by the grace of God. Such devotee gets sufficient strength to defend himself from the state of disturbances, and gradually all disturbing elements are eliminated from his mind. Here is the remedy for eliminating all inauspicious things within the heart which are considered to be obstacles in the path of self-realization. The remedy is the association of the Bhagavatas. There are two types of Bhagavatas, namely the book Bhagavata and the devotee Bhagavata. Both the Bhagavatas are competent remedies, and both of them are either of them can be good enough to eliminate the obstacle. A devotee Bhagavata is as good as the book Bhagavata because the devotee Bhagavata leads his life in terms of the books Bhagavata, and the books Bhagavata is full of information about the personality of Godhead and his pure devotees who are also Bhagavatas. Bhagavata book and person are identical. The devotee Bhagavatam is a direct representative of Bhagavan, the personality of Godhead. So by pleasing the devotee Bhagavata, one can receive the benefit of the book Bhagavata. Hanuman human reason fails to understand how by serving the duty Bhagavata or the book Bhagavata, one get gradual promotion on the path of devotion. But actually, these are facts explained by Srila Naradev, who happened to be a maid uh, servant's son in his previous life. The maid servant was engaged in the menial service of the sages, and thus he also came into contact with them. And simply by associating with them and accepting the remnants of footsteps left by the sages, the son of the maidservant got the chance to become the great devotee and personality Srila Narad Dev. These are the miraculous effects of the association of Bhagavatas, and to understand these effects practically, it should be noted that by such sincere association of the Bhagavatas, one is sure to receive transcendental knowledge very easily, with the result that he becomes fixed in the devotional service of the Lord. The more progress is made in devotional service under the guidance of the Bhagavatas, the more one becomes fixed in the transcendental loving service of the Lord. The message of the book Bhagavata therefore have to be received from the devotee Bhagavatas, and the combination of these two Bhagavatas will help the neophyte devotee to make progress so and on and on. ओम ज्ञानतिमिरन्दस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मिलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः श्रीचैतन्यमनोभीष्टं स्थापितं येन भूतले स्वयं रूपः कदा मह्यं ददाति स्वपदान्तिकं वन्देऽहं श्रीगुरोः श्रीयुतपदकमलं श्रीगुरून् वैष्णवान् च श्रीरूपं साग्रजातं सगण रघुनाथान्वितं तं सजीवं साद्वैतं सावधूतं परिजन सहितं कृष्ण चैतन्य देवं श्री राधा कृष्ण पादान् सगण ललिता श्री विशाखान्वितांच नमो ओम विष्णुपादाय कृष्ण प्रेष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्ति वेदांत स्वामी निति नामिने नमस्ते सरस्वते देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पाश्चात देशतारिणे वाञ्छा कल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्य एव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्तवृंद हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्णा in these two shlokas uh, describe about the importance of the devotee who take the surrender of the Krishna. There they describe about the two Bhagavatas. One is book Bhagavata and second is the person Bhagavata. All these are nicely described in both shlokas. Prabhuji will tell you in detail. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna. So, as we have been discussing here, this particular verse is very, very important. In fact, one of the verses is something which we are repeating every day. Nashta prayashu abhadreshu. So yesterday, the first shloka also is talking about abhadrani. That is all dirty things. Basically, this whole material life itself is dirty, but people don't understand. We feel that nice dress, nice apartment, nicely washed body, that is civilization. But you don't know that it is the dirty things which has attacked us, which is that the contamination. We don't understand. Lokasya ajantaha. In fact, it is said that the fools, they don't understand. As is mentioned in Bhagavatam, 7th chapter of this canto, anarthoposhapam sakshat bhakti yogam adhokshaje lokasya ajanto vidvansha chakre shatvata samhita. So, in the name of civilization, we increase so many unwanted things. This is anartha. Artha means which is valuable, which has a substance. But then everything that we generally see today is anartha. Like say 100, 200 years ago, was there any industry? No. But people were happy. They didn't have to travel so many distances to go to cities. But today, what is happening? We talk about industrialization. And we feel that industrialization is something which is happy. So this is all anartha. Chanakya Pandit used to say, who is happy? The man who does not go out of home, who is not a debtor, he is happy. Very simple thing. You should not have any kind of a loan and you should be at home along with your relations. Then you will be happy. But today, it's exactly reverse. No one is at home and everyone takes loans to even have their own home. So how can anyone be happy? So that is why this all problem. And then we have these credit cards resulting into bankruptcies as well, lower civil score. So anartha, all unwanted things. Anarthoposhapam sakshat bhakti yogam adokshaje. But if one is engaged in bhakti yoga, devotional service, immediately the anarthas will be diminished. Just the moment you started doing this chanting, you have seen how we have become, we don't care much about the material aspects. Each one of us. And we want to hear more, we want to hear more. Like few of you are telling, Prabhuji, this 30 minutes is too small a time for Bhagavatam. Can you have two sessions in a day? Because with the current speed, we'll take around 25 years to complete all the 12 cantos. So maybe 2 sessions a day, we may complete in 12.5 years. That is how the anarthas get diminished. Sangat sanjayate kama, kamat krodha vijayate. By bad association, we learn how to do all the bad things. But then the moment we are into good association, the anarthas are destroyed. So Goswami ji said, Upashamam sakshat bhakti yogam adhokshaje. If we engage in devotional service, then immediately the anarthas will be diminished, which is not required at all. So this is the medicine which is required to be given to everyone. So when people say if you send your children to ISKCON, they will be brainwashed and they will not come home. Actually, they have got that medicine against the material disease and they get cured out of it. And that is what is important. But then foolish people, they don't understand. And they feel that they are the Vidvana. But actual Vidwan means Vita means knowledge and Van means one who possesses. So what is that perfect knowledge which we should possess? Perfect knowledge we should possess is who is Krishna. What is our relationship with Krishna? And how do we go back home, back to God? So Vidvamsa is one who would understand what is Krishna Katha, as we saw yesterday. Now Vyasdev ji has made this Srimad Bhagavatam, so he is the Vidvan. So taking shelter of Bhagavatam, we know perfectly how we can diminish our unwanted things. That is what is important. Shranvatam Swakataha Krishna, Punya Shravana Kirtana, Hrudayantastha hi abhadrani, Vidunoti Suvrutta Satam. Krishna is speaking himself in Bhagavad Gita. So we have to hear, as Arjuna did. And Bhagavatam is the complete story of Krishna. So we hear because Vyasdev ji has told it. See, Arjuna said, Sarvam etad kratam manne. My dear Krishna, whatever you are saying, that is all right in toto. I won't misinterpret. Param Brahma, Param Dhama, Paitram Paramam Bhavan. That is the understanding, real understanding. Bhakta Hasi. It is in devotion. So Krishna instructed Bhagavad Gita to Arjuna. And but then Krishna also said that this system was lost. Yoga nashta parantapaha. So I will begin that yoga through you because you are my devotee bhakto asi. That is what Krishna had said. So what is the ultimate knowledge is bahunam janmanamante dhryanvan mam prapadyate. That is the ultimate knowledge. Because life after life we have been speculating about knowledge. And now we are understanding, we are coming to the point of surrenderance unto Krishna, which is the real knowledge. So unless we come to point of surrenderance, the knowledge is defective. When we see that someone is not a devotee or he does not surrender to Krishna, then generally he can be say dushkritina, mudha, naradhama, or mayaya apavrita jnana. So 4 classes. But and that is because he has not surrendered to Krishna. And such people, they have spoiled the whole world. Politicians, economists, everyone. And so therefore Krishna says, Namam dushkritano mudha prapadyante naradhama. So if we have to hear, if we actually want to diminish our anarthas, then we must hear Krishna as he is speaking without interpretation. This is the process. Shranvatam Swakataha Krishna Punya Shravana Kirtana Hridaya Antastha. Hridaya Antastha means Krishna who is actually in our heart. Vidunoti, and he's washing away all dirty things. So whatever are the things which are there in our heart, he's washing it. And that is we have this Chetu Darpanam Arjanam. And that is why Satatam Kirtayanto Ma. Krishna says, always chant about me and hear about. Simple process. But we require a deep understanding, full faith, so that we take this actually as a mission of our life. Sanatana Goswami Ji talks about those people who have not understood Krishna actually and tells us, please don't hear from them because they will only create issues for you. Like Chaitanya Mahaprabhu had said, Mayavadi bhasya sunile aya sarvanasha. If you hear about Krishna from impersonalists or Mayavadis, your future is doomed, finished. As Sanatana Goswami said, a Vaishnava mukhad girnam putam hari kathamritam shravanam naiva kartavya. It is forbidden. So when in today's shloka we are talking about Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya, it is not saying Saptaham Bhagavata Sevaya. It is Nityam and not Bhagavat Saptaha. But what we generally see is everyone talking about Saptaha. So what to speak of 18,000 verses? I was just trying to analyze 2 shlokas per day. It's going to be 25 years. 4 shlokas per day, 12 and a half years. So how can it be completed in 1 saptaha? When we don't have that capacity as was there in the Dwapar. Nigama kalpataro galitam phalam idam. What will understand? Uselessness. So the real prescription is given here. Nityam Bhagavata Seva. Every day, every moment we should remember Bhagavatam. Nashta prayashu abhadreshu. Then it will be the teachings which are there within our heart that will be removed. And the process is hearing about Krishna. So we are thankful to Srila Prabhupada that he started this mission where you hear about Krishna patiently and the heart gets cleansed. And what are those things from which we are getting cleansed? It's Rajahat Tamah Bhava. So we'll be coming in the second chapter, 19th shloka. Maybe tomorrow we'll study this in detail. But then, Nashta Prayeshu. Therefore, even Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita, Apicheta suduracharo pachate mam ananya bhak sadhu eva sa mantavya. So many things important. Let us understand that 365 days, 24 hours, we have to only think about Krishna, surrender to Him, and use this process for our actual purification, cleanliness, so that we are successfully in going back home, back to Godhead, which is the ultimate purpose of our life. So please try to associate with devotees every day, 8 p.m. And if all of you agree, we'll start one more session every day in the morning as well, maybe around 8:30 or 9 a.m. every day for half hour, so that we are able to finish the Bhagavatam maybe in the next 12.5 years. Do think over it and send your feedback on WhatsApp 1 to 1. Hare Krishna. Vanchakalpatarubhescha kripa sindhubheva cha patitanam pavanebhyo